Maybe I should have said more.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That took me so long.
Yeah, maybe we wrote absolutely last. And we got to the point where we had 10 songs, 10, maybe 11 songs, and we're like, we need an intro. I kind of had the little progression. I locked the door and I was like, we're not leaving until we have something, right?
And then we got
And then we got tacos afterwards, yeah.
But it was the first one we decided to record.
Yeah.
Mostly because it was the first one on the album.
I don't know who played bass on that day, but it wasn't me. And the drums wasn't you.
Originally, the demo was a very ambient kind of like meditation only kind of thing. Very, very dreamy.
I kind of slightly missed the demo version a little bit because the album version way different.
Our producer took it and he made it this pop anthem.
It evolved.
Yeah.
It evolved a lot, yeah. And that was the only song. So we did that song with Porter. Then we ended up recording the rest of the album at Rocket Skates. So it definitely has a little bit of a different sound. Nobody knows. I'm a little problem child.
That was the hardest for me to record.
We just struggled so hard to execute a very straightforward folk song. When we go into the studio, our producer's like again.
Nobody knows. It was the first song Danny and I played together.
This song is introducing the concept of the album, which is that disaster is hit, and this group of 4 friends decide to go north and search for something better. You and I was like sending clips back and forth to each other.
I remember I wrote the little chicken picking part.
And I started writing lyrics to it, and I remember just laughing, thinking, "There's no way Danny's gonna let me do this. It's like so country and tiny."
It was just under where I wouldn't like it.
It's like Jake was
Jake with bass lines, like,
And then me and Danny go, yeah.
sitting right
like
under.
but that's the good threshold though.
My favorite part of Nobody Knows is the part that I stopped playing. Because it gets quiet, right? And then she's talking about going to Kelowna, BC. And you know, to Canada, which is
British Columbia.
But it gets real quiet. Yeah, and then Some People is the song that made me fall in love with the Alpines.
I wrote Some People. I even sang it myself.
Yeah.
and I sent it to you.
That was I've never had someone like write a song for me to sing before, and that was like our first true duo collab song.
The real star of the show is I think production on Some People.
Yeah.
So the synth on there's great. Nate mixed it really well. Your vocals sound great, and our rhythm section knocked it out of the park.
I had to give myself space. I wanted to cram as many notes in there.
I had to do extra work on this song vocally because I didn't write it for myself.
There was on the demo like an extra 2 measures or something, and no singing. Bree kind of forgot that a lot of times, and so she would be like, "All right, go to the next part," and like I'd be like, and she's like, "Oh, not yet," and then "Oh, okay, here we go." Every time for a while. Totally gets it now, but I do stare at her every single time. Hey, just make sure. I want to be at that line where one more note, Danny be like, "All right, chill out."
Yeah,
and then right below it, he's just like, "Yeah, dude." So that's kind of where I like to write.
Right in that order.
Yeah. And then sometimes live, I go over that line. Can't stop me.
This was the first song we wrote for this album. I remember specifically being in the bathtub, coming up with the lyrics. I hope there's more to see of this world for me. I hope there's more of me, of like not even everything kind of coming to a stop in the world and not knowing what's next, and just hoping there's some sort of growth out of it. I feel like those lyrics kind of hold up the album.
We talked a lot about what we wanted this album to be about, and there was the like explicit story that we're telling, but we really wanted it to be more of just a metaphor about growth, death, and rebirth, loss.
I had a whole giant storyline drawn out. Like I could have written a novel.
Which is good. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it was so fun.
What is it?
We would go to the coffee shop and like just do concepts in coffee.
Yeah, we just write.
Remember when we did the demo to this song and I was singing the chorus, like we couldn't get it right. Do you remember that? I was like heading north, heading north, heading north. I was like trying everything. It just kind of eventually fell into place after singing it millions of times.
If you're not at least a little bit uncomfortable when you're writing a song, I don't think you're doing it right.
You and Bree and you're doing like the back-to-back thing, and like all eyes are on them. These two are spotlight hogs, realistically. Rolling up the side. I'm doing cool stuff too.
That's true. And you look at me and it's like, I wish I could dance with you. But
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the
I
front
like it.
set.
I want to do like a little backy thingy with you too.
We're not even on here.
It's just awesome.
Homebody Habits is one track, but it's really 2 songs.
Did we record stuff on Homebody? I don't think so. I don't think we did.
Homebody, it's like the slow song on the album. But don't forget that Habits comes after.
Homebody is a good example of how a lot of these songs started out. All of our songs started very similar to how Homebody sounds. I wanted to leave something in the album that was indicative of how we first started out, how we sounded when we first played together. If you ever see us as a duo, it's very much like the entire thing is like Rihanna playing acoustic guitar and Danny doing wacky slide behind it. In the context of the album, it's just a good flow. It's a good dip from all the, the actual bandness of the album.
It's a great song, but people, like there's no grooving for the people to groove.
They're not taking that.
Even Jesse would have a hard time dancing to Homebody.
Jesse?
The Jesse.
Oh, he's our number 1 fan.
He's our number 1 fan.
Behind Nat,
Jesse Curtis.
who's our other number 1 fan. Behind Elizabeth, our other number 1 fan.
We have some diehards.
3 number 1s.
I was very adamant that they were the same track because the concept is the same and it kind of steps out of the storyline of these people heading north and it goes to somebody who decided not to leave.
Even if the world's ending outside or not, you just staying put and become a homebody. It's the same result regardless. You just kind of evolve, and it's kind of a sad little song.
Habits evolved to be this incredible, groovy, kind of sexy song.
Habits gives me the chills every time when we come into that second verse. I really like it.
I think the whole band loves Habits.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
We start really soft, which we don't always accomplish. When we get it right, it's so good.
Do a little right, and then we get into the chorus, the old Dennis Die Hard, and that's just like right, and then it goes back down again, and then immediately just like all right, back to the thumb,
Like you're off a cliff.
upright, just upright, just.
And then you get Danny. What? So
And then the squiggity wiggities from Danny. He's going crazy, and then people are like, "Whoa, Danny!" Like, actually, people kind of do that a lot. I'm kind of like, "Let's get down to press a little."
Almost halfway.
I just love Bree singing on that one.
One thing I have an issue with our lineup is this song does not come almost halfway in the album.
I'd say this is the most unadulterated Brianna song.
one of our more country songs. This is definitely a Brie influenced. a little bit of that chicken picking.
If you ever hear her OG stuff, it's
It's like,
it's all almost halfway.
I got this concept from too much hiking. I always thought whether it was like just throughout the day or throughout the long distance hike or whatever, the worst place to be is when you're almost halfway, because you're like, I've been at this forever. I'm not even halfway through it yet.
Now we got nothing but our good luck to you. That part is where we get real kind of low and quiet. I love how we can get those dynamics really low.
You draw them in and then blast them away.
Yeah.
There's like a guitar solo early on, and when I wrote that, I really wanted it to be like these people traveling on bikes, and then these scaveners jump out and steal their bikes from them, and it's like a whole fight. I don't know if we really achieved that.
Yeah. I don't believe it.
At the end, oh baby, we're not even halfway there. Bree's job is to go, last one, boys. Boy, Bree doesn't say that. I mean, we're probably more than halfway there now. We're almost to the end, hopefully. The Takeaway is one of the funnest songs to play. It's got like a grooving bass line.
Every time we play this song live, I know Levi is behind me with his drumstick,
Wake up, drink some water.
doing like a run, like a sexy run. And I have such a hard time keeping a straight face. This song is also very evolved from the beginning.
You gave me this 2-chord song. I think it was like a 50-second demo. Got your lyrics and I chopped it up. This is one of the few songs where I mapped out every single little bit, fiddle and everything, just because I love the energy of it. Although if you heard it just acoustically, it probably wouldn't make sense. But that it was very much a disco beat, and it felt almost electronic.
The Takeaway is where I get the most comments about the drummers.
Ooh, really?
Because I play an open hand style.
It's an open hand style.
So I play like this.
Just turns.
Roman. It's hitting tops, it's hitting crashes, it's hitting Jake sometimes.
I remember we had a hard cutoff because I was going hiking for 2 months. And then while I was hiking, we were doing the demos. You sent me this one and I was just like flabbergasted. It sounded so good. And I remember being like, we're really gonna do this.
This is a song where we have like a break and then Bree counting behind her back.
Yeah, it's sneaky.
And
You can't give them our secrets. That's how I know when to come in.
We're jamming, and in classic Alpines fashion, we kind of explode at the end. It's the kind of music I like to see when a band can make you linger until the last second and then give you the reward of like a cool riff or a cool solo or a cool dancey part, or just like get big at the end. I don't see that often.
Panic Attack, we have this idea. Okay, we're gonna play Panic Attack.
Right after
and we're gonna
heading
go
north every
into
time.
it instantly, every time, like a Panic Attack.
every set list.
Every
heading
single
north,
time,
and
I
then
get
Panic
someone, boo-cha, and then, oh, it's a song.
Let me tell you, the last 4 or 5 gigs, I've missed the first note.
That's my Jake face.
I think you wrote pretty much all of this one. So yeah, pick up. Here we go.
Yeah.
One time in the practice room, we played at double speed. I just play a lot of things more faster
Yeah, I wanted something a little more Americana.
and heavier.
It's just a good, emotionally evocative song.
There's some distortion.
It's punchy where it needs to be.
There's some chugging.
Have good dynamics.
Some double pedals.
Yeah.
Guys, everyone be quiet.
Some screaming.
A little whispering. End of days. It says French in it.
Does have French in it.
This the French one.
When you were on your trip, I was listening to a lot of just French noir audio.
Really kind of caught me off guard when I first heard the demo. It was from like a movie or something.
I was also working very much in Logic with their Apple loops, and there was a lot of beautiful orchestration in there that is free domain. So I was like, man, it'd be cool to like start a song like this.
Yeah, but our first version was not public domain.
No, the Apple loops. Were
Oh,
the
but
orchestra
of
bit.
our
No,
of
I
friends.
And then
What
like
the French started before that, the French started with 3.
I literally was just watching this French film, and I recorded with my iPhone the audio and then put it into Logic,
Yeah.
split it up, and I was like, here's a demo. And it's just a demo. There was no intent to make revenue off this.
And we'd start the song, she would say some French.
Yeah, but then when we started recording the song, we're like, oh, we can't use this in
Yeah,
the public domain. So we went into the public domain and found an older French monofilm and took that. Which I still kind of like the original better.
Well, yeah, but
Album
still,
version
but it's
is
still
movie French.
But yeah, but okay.
It's the super easy stuff that's the hardest to fuck up. I mean, that's the easiest to fuck up, right? It's the easy stuff that's the easiest to fuck up.
Well, yeah, we're doing chill out, dude. It's really going crazy. Everything has changed.
The truth is that's not the name of the song. The name of the song originally
Was the banger.
was The Banger.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah.
And there was a time in this, I thought we should call it Hoop Sandwich.
Poop sandwich.
That's its real name. Every sentence.
Between
Poop sandwich.
Between the bands, that is Hoop Sandwich. But, you know.
I think we rewrote this song probably at least 3 times.
Totally.
Like,
Yeah,
completely.
I, you know, just the little dinky demo that we had, I knew it was gonna be good. We were already like what, almost 6 months, 8 months in with the band,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, these boys are really good. I would love to get their input.
This song was like revolutionary. It was really good, and they were very excited to show us. And they were calling it a banger because it hit, you know.
I think it's the one that's the most band-centric, written-wise.
Everybody gets stuck on this song. Like, even I know the song, the voice of this song. I think it's gonna be one of our better performance songs on Spotify. If I had to guess.
I just think it's the band's way of just kind of letting loose too.
I got away all the way to recording without Danny saying anything about my bass part. I 100% wrote that, and it's the perfect bass part.
Flew under the radar.
I flew completely under the radar because I did everything right. There was challenging section to record because we go into some
different times,
Some
and
different
different
time
time
signatures.
signatures. It alternates between
Mhm.
6/8
like
and 9/8.
7, 6 and 7. What's the big thing? Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8.
Oh yeah, I'm going
Oh.
4. You're right.
There's a 9. Yeah, 6, 8, and 7.
There was some disagreements, as you just saw, about what was happening.
I wanted that. You know what? I really love Bree's singing on this one. And I love Danny's guitar playing. And I love everything about this song. It's my favorite.
Lose yourself.
Okay, this is the last song on the album.
Yes.
And I just think just knowing that was intimidating as we wrote it.
It captures the whole like kind of spirit of the album of what we're trying to say in terms of our feelings, and again that meta narrative of what's literally happening, but it's kind of happening to all of us all the time. It also has a lot of things that are a throwback to Maybe, in terms of like where Maybe is very much a grounded experience of someone, or day-to-day grind, living with somebody, and then we go on this whole journey, and then Lose Yourself wraps it up with lyrics that evoke the imagery of the fallout of that person telling that story. And Maybe
I'm playing 2 instruments at once. I'm doing the foot stuff and playing. I mean, I'm kind of pulling double duty on this song.
Yeah, but Bree pulls
Straight
double
up.
duty on like every song.
You know, everybody sings and plays guitar at the same time. It's kind of lost.
I sing it by the drums.
Who? Yeah, but you're not,
Only sometimes.
you're not really turned up.
and I had probably the funnest time doing production.
There's a couple things that we totally changed in the production that we weren't expecting to.
Do like these chords.
The sound of things to come in terms of some of the production at the end.
Maybe a little more synthy in the future.
More synthy, a little more omy, a little more drony.
That's the album.
That's all I have to say about that.
Dude, I can't wait for. I mean, I guess by the time people hear this, it'll be out. But I can't wait for people to hear it. I love this album.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I think I think I'm really proud of it.
The Alpines.
Yeah.